everyone. Today I'm going to make one of my hair oils using my Cayenne oil that I steeped for 2 weeks, 14 days. Normally it could only go about 10 days, but I went 14 days just because I wanted it to sit more. The Cayenne oil, the cayenne pepper that I used was this, and the recipe is posted on my page or probably attached to the details. Now the first thing I'm going to do is use a strainer bag to strain out the oil. This is the strainer that I am using, but if you have something like cheesecloth or some other, I'm going to move some stuff on the side. If you have cheesecloth or some other method of straining the oil, then you can go ahead and use it. A lot of people use the cayenne along with the oil, but I want to strain mine. I'm very careful here to make sure I strain it out. Okay. This is one of the recipes that I use to make my hair oil. I'll be making a video on the other ones that I use to make my hair oil. I'm going to let the excess oil drain back in the jar here, and I'll just drain out anything else I need. That one is just dripping for now. I hope you can hear me. So in here I have about a 1/4 cup or so, or less than a 1/4 cup of pure cayenne oil, and the oils I used is posted. Now I usually mix my oil in a glass jar because I'm going to heat it in a makeshift bain-marie or double boiler. And so what I do is I put this jar in this stainless steel bowl, and then I pour hot water enough to cover the oil. This is hot water, hot boiling water, and I allow the oil to sit in that bath to heat up a bit, about 15-20 minutes. But I'm not going to put this in there now because it'll be difficult for you to see. And so what I have here is my cayenne oil, black cumin seed oil, some vitamin E, jojoba oil, and coconut oil. I also have here some tea tree oil and some rosemary seed oil or rosemary oil. These are actually preservative type oils, and you really don't need preservatives unless you're adding water or some water-based content to this oil, sort of like glycerin. Well, glycerin is oil, but if you're adding aloe vera juice or any type water, like I said, or anything that's water-based, you're going to need some preservatives. But I like tea tree oil and rosemary oil because they're also essential to the scalp in keeping the scalp clean. And so at the end of my video here, I'm going to let you know what each of these oils are, or what each of these ingredients are, and how I'm going to be using it. In the back here, this is just some vegetable oil, some pure vegetable oil. There's a mixture of certain oils that include wheat germ, flaxseed oil, and some other mixtures of oils that is good. You don't actually need this. I'm just using this sort of like a filler if I'm not able to fill up this empty, I think this is a 2 ounce, 2 ounce amber bottle that I have my glass dropper. It's a glass dropper, and this is how I dispense my oil into my hair. Alright, you don't necessarily need to have this dropper bottle. You can have one of those applicator tips that you use, and you generally get away with using that for now. Now if you don't have any glass jars, if you have any empty baby food jars, you can go ahead and store your oil and mix and store your oil in that, and you'll just have to I guess find a way to apply it to your scalp. So let's begin. I am not really measuring, I don't know if you can see it, that's my cayenne oil. I still see little flecks of cayenne pepper in there, but that's okay. I'm not really measuring this, I'm eyeballing this, but I will put a detailed measurement at the end of this recipe if you can't gauge by what I'm using here. So I'm adding my cayenne oil. That's my phone. Now I have coconut oil and jojoba oil in this already, but just to use it as a filler oil, and that looks to be about a tablespoon or so. I'm going to be using a tablespoon of coconut oil, two teaspoons to half a tablespoon of jojoba oil, okay, so this is my vitamin E oil. And about 20 drops of that. And I'm only using this dropper so that I can have precise measurements. But if you're not the one for precise measurements, then you know it won't matter to you. Okay, I'm gonna put that dropper down because I'm working from up high. So I fill my cap with what I think would be I didn't count that, but about 20 to 30 drops of the black cumin seed oil. And it's a good idea to get all of your oils from reputable sources, particularly if they're called essential oils. I don't advise anyone to buy oils that are mixed or oils that are not known to be safe oils to use. It's better to be on the safe side and spend the extra money on the essential, the pure oil at a reputable company than to just pick up something that is mixed with something else. So these are pure oils I'm using, not cut with any carrier or base oils. So this here is the rosemary seed oil, and for my own purposes I'm counting how many drops I put in, but like I said before, whatever is what you use on a normal basis, then you can go ahead and use that. Now the tea tree oil and the rosemary oil have a very high medicinal scent. If you prefer at this time, you can add a fragrance oil to this, because even though I have the coconut oil in there, you will really not smell the coconut oil. Okay, so I'm taking my glass jar, and like I said, if you don't have one of these glass jars, you can go ahead and use a baby oil, a baby food, sorry, jar. And I'm just shaking it up, shaking it up, shaking it up. And this last oil, I say it's a mixed oil. I'm only going to use that as a filler oil in case this oil isn't that much to fill up this amber bottle. Now I'm going to do my makeshift Bain Marie or double boiler. Well, it's not a double boiler, but this is going to be my water bath. And so I put my oil in there, and I want this hot water to cover the oil, and it's about the same level as the oil in there. And so I'm going to leave that in for about 15 to 20 minutes so that the oils can be heated through. And if I have to change this water periodically just to get it to remain at that temperature, then I will do that. Other than that, the only thing I'm going to do is decant the oil in this amber bottle. And if I feel like it, after this oil has cooled down to room temperature, I'll add a fragrance to it. So I'll be back to show you the decanted oil. So I'm back. My oil has been in this hot water bath 15-20 minutes. And now I'm going to decant it into my amber jar, my amber glass jar. I'm just using the funnel for easier pouring. So I still have a tiny bit more left in my original jar. And so this is how, you probably can't see it, but the oil stops right there. I'm leaving a little breathable room. Shake it up. And if you want to label your oil, you can go ahead and label it. I didn't have to use my mixed oil. And so there we have it.